Hello everybody, I'm Franco Dunko, a guy with reviews games in a cave. Today I'm introducing a brand new series, Real Quick Reviews! The premise behind it is that I have way too many games I'd like to talk about, but don't want to put in the effort to make a whole 10 to 20 minute review, or the game just doesn't have enough content to be worth that 10 to 20 minutes. So I went through all of the games I feel the way towards and added them to this wheel. I spin it 3 times per episode, and each game gets a quick segment, and we're done. I do have a few rules before we start. 1, I will respin, but only if something is actively preventing me from playing the game. For example, Rare Replay is an Xbox One exclusive, and as of writing this, I don't have any way to record consoles. I would have to skip it if I spun it. Second, when a game is selected, it is removed from the list, so there's no double takes. Finally, rule number 3, alongside the games, there are 7 bonus effects. I ain't gonna say what they are until they show up, and they'll stay on the list through multiple spins until they show up too often, which is decided by my own judgment. With all the rules set, let's spin away! Huh. First spin ever, and I gotta invoke the respin rule because I can't record this. I do have the thing, you can see it right here, but I can't record the funny micro console, so let's do this again. Not sure how much I want to play another Sonic game after what happened last time.
Please, want me to get you pregnant? What? I asked if you want to be pregnant with a goblin hedgehog child. No? Then play my game.
Well, ain't got a choice, so let's do it! Releasing December 23rd, 1998 on the Sega Dreamcast, and later having its DX version ported March of 2011, Sonic Adventure was Sonic's first good exposure to the third dimension. While the Blue Blur had experienced the third dimension in the past, they weren't the best. This game boasted a lot for its time. 6 playable characters, all with an interlinking story, huge hub world to explore, all with cutting-edge graphics. I will note that I didn't use any mods for this that make this game look like the original Dreamcast version, or made it a better experience. While I would recommend using them, this is a review based on the game as is. The only mods I used were to increase the resolution and pick which monitor it was displayed on, which did cause the UI to be itty-bitty, so sorry about that. Since we don't have time for 6 characters, I'll go over Sonic's story, since his gives the idea of what everyone else is going through and what the main conflict is. In the middle of the night at Station Square's town hall, a gooey creature is spotted. The city's police, unable to comprehend a new thing, shoot on sight, but the creature is unharmed. Luckily, Sonic shows up right on time to beat up the Jello Man. After a few swift hits, he's defeated and slurps into the sewers. Eggman, who just happened to be on the roof, explained that the goo bag is Chaos, the god of destruction. Cut to Sonic chilling by the pool, where he watches Tails' plane fall out the sky and swiftly moves to the crash site to check on his 2-tailed buddy. Thankfully, Tails was perfectly fine, but he reveals to Sonic that he used one of 7 Chaos Emeralds as a power supply due to its unlimited power. Sonic asks if he wants to sit on a bench while he recovers, but Tails brushes him off and says he should check out his lab in the Mystic Ruins. Right outside Tails' lab, Eggman shows up in order to take his emerald and explains he's planning to take all of them in order to unleash Chaos' full power on a Station Square and take over. Even if he's swiftly defeated, he's still able to nab the emeralds and feed it to Chaos, causing him to grow a bit bigger. They go through a neat sky level and find that Tails got the fucking way! Sonic dicks around the sewer, finds a fresh pair of J's, then goes to the casino. Play pinball for 20 minutes, only for Eggman to fart on Sonic and Tails to get the emerald they just got. Find a key, go to an ice level, do some snowboarding, find another conveniently placed emerald. Knuckles got tricked by Eggman again, so they fight, only for them both to drop an emerald, which the big egg swiftly takes. He feeds them to Chaos to create Chaos 4, fight the weird shark thing, and Eggman goes back to his egg carrier. Did I mention he has a giant flying ship? Because he does, and he looks fucking awesome while riding it. Sonic and Tails try to fly to the egg carrier in the tornado, but they're shot down. Sonic somehow survives the fall and runs around the city a bit, only to encounter Amy. She drags Sonic in a Twilight Park while simultaneously running away from one of Eggman's robots that really wants the bird she has. After some go-karting and bowling, Sonic sees a key card that lets him get into an area he really shouldn't be in, so he obviously takes it and heads right in. Sonic escapes from the city and sees the robot had taken Amy, so he heads back to the ruins to cut them off. Jump around a giant volcano for some reason, and Tails comes by to take another jab at landing on the egg carrier, now with a new and improved plane. They crash again, but at least it was on the egg carrier this time. One motion sickness inducing level due to the janky ass camera, and hedging arms get inside the egg carrier. One vomit inducing elevator later, and Sonic spots Eggman confronting Amy, where he squishes the bird and somehow pulls an emerald out of it. Eggman then calls on E102 Gamma to kill Sonic, but right when Sonic is about to kill it back, Amy tells him that the dirty clinker actually helped her, so Sonic lets it go. He then heads up another elevator to find Chaos 6 and the Big, who is really just here to save his little buddy Froggy. Reason crack Chaos and Eggman tries to get away, but Sonic jumps off the plane after him, where he survives another landing and lands in the Mystic Ruins, but near this odd-looking temple. Entering the temple and fucking around some mirrors and running on walls and stuff, Sonic reaches the center of the temple, where there's a mural about some water creature destroying the city. Sonic then ends up in a PTSD-induced flashback, but it isn't his PTSD, so it doesn't really matter to him. One last level in Eggman's other base he just kinda has, and you get to take on the Egg Viper. Stand still for basically the whole fight and attack when you can, and you're done with Sonic's story. And that's my review of Sonic's story from Sonic Adventure DX, who knew? Overall, I thought it aged pretty well, but had some issues. You have to spend a lot of time getting used to the controls, but they feel really good once you do get it down. The levels are fun and don't feel like they're funneling you down a path to go. I actually feel like I'm in control of my character, which isn't a high bar, but Sonic doesn't always cross it. The graphics are 100% dated, and also the voice acting is pretty bad at times.
Watch out! You're gonna crash! Ah!
But I'd still recommend this game to any Sonic fan or platformer fan easily. I will note that Big the Cat story is a bit, I guess, controversial because it's fishing instead of platforming, and a lot of people don't like that. I didn't get the chance to play it though, so hey, you get to find that out for yourself, buddy. Now for Wheel Spin number 2. Okay then. The Desolate Hope, releasing April of 2012 by Scott Cawthon. Yes, the Scott Cawthon that made the game series with the most convoluted storyline ever, Five Nights at Freddy's. Meaning there's a direct line you can draw from this game to this clip.
She is such a bad bitch though. I will fuck the shit out of that robot, man. I'm not even...
Anyways, the basic story is that on the planet Lune Infinis, an unmanned vessel was sent there by humanity in order to check it out. On the station, there was 5 derelicts, I think that's how you say it, sentient robots that ran simulations on how to colonize a planet. While they're only planned to last 5 years, it's been almost 30 since the last transmission from mankind. A virus emerged from somewhere within the system and is slowly eating up the processing power of the simulations to fight it off. A coffee pot is the last robot to be capable of helping, so he creates you, Deco9, in order to move his body and to save the robots while dedicating his own CPU to fending off the virus. As Coffeepot, you must enter the simulations of the derelicts to assist those within and get them to help you in fighting off the virus. The gameplay is... meh. I'll be honest, I'm gonna play this for like half an hour before I feel like I had enough footage. All you can do within the simulations is run, jump, and shoot, and then when you enter the sub-simulations, it's brought down to just moving and shooting in a way that gets boring pretty fast. There's a day-night cycle where, during the night, you're booted out of the simulations and allowed to wander through the vessel, and even outside of it to collect objects for the derelicts. Each derelict has a type of item they like, and if you give one to them, they help you a bit more by dedicating their CPU to your cause. I think the game looks really good. You can get that early FNAF wins even in such an old title of Scott Cawthon's, but besides that, it still looks very nice. My favorite part graphics-wise was this little hallway scene with the robot, and the lighting here, it just looks really good in my opinion. The controls, on the other hand, I mean, they work, but they don't feel super good. If anything, they just remind me of those Scratch games you played during class lessons while not paying attention to the teacher. The only issue I had was that the moment you let go of the jump button, you start to plummet instead of like a smooth transition, you know, like in, I don't know, Mario or something. Overall, if it looks even a little bit interesting to you, I would say to go check it out. I mean, it's literally free, you lose nothing except time out of your day to giving this a shot. Just keep in mind it can feel a bit janky and pay attention to the story and you might have a fun time. Time for big ol' spin number 3! Kind of hope for something more interesting for the last spin, but okay. Sushi Strikers The Way of Sushido released on June 8th, 2018 by Indie Zero on 3DS and Nintendo Switch. I'll be reviewing the 3DS version because, well, it's what I got. The game starts with a cutscene where, in a world without fish, I already skipped the cutscene. You play as Musashi, a young boy or girl whose parents died in the sushi struggles. She lives in an orphanage and has to go collect food for the starving kids or something. She meets a guy named Franklin and introduces her to the Way of Sushido, a form of battling where you eat plates of sushi to fling at your opponents. This is done by drawing a line on the 3DS screen across the plates of the same color. The more plates you have in your stack, the more damage it does. And that's all I have to say. There's equipable monsters, like in a Pokemon-esque way, where their bar fills up and you get to use their special ability. But, I mean, it's okay. I was practically brain dead while playing, in all honesty. It's very tongue-in-cheek RPG with a unique battling style, but I mean, I'm just not interested, so green screen elephant effect. And that's all for today, folks. Comment what games you think I watched, and that's all, folks. Comment on what games you think I should add to the list, and I'll probably ignore it. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That's right, comment twice. I want everything you want to say about this down there. Also, you know, subscribing makes me very happy, so please do that. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you very much for watching. See ya!